Okay, hello everyone and welcome to this video. I hope you're all doing well today. Now, I like first-person shooters. I love first-person shooters actually, it's one of my favorite genres. I love boomer shooters from the 90s, I like 2000 shooters, love some indie FPS games, even some more modern FPS games, not many, but if we're talking like early 2010s, there's some even there that I like. So pretty much, I'm a big fan of first-person shooters. And what is one of the most beloved first-person shooters in recent memory? Doom Eternal. This is easily one of the most praised first-person shooters of all time, and one of the only AAA games in recent memory that actually tries to be a video game in a time where we have walking simulators galore, cinematic experiences, and just flat out shitty video games that aren't trying to be video games, they're trying to be movies to cater to the casual crowd that are an absolute fucking disease to gaming, let's be honest, but casuals aside, alright? So this is a game that I played just recently for the first time, which sounds crazy, right? But wait a minute, you just said that you love first-person shooters, and this is like one of the best first-person shooters of all time, especially, in this modern era. How come you haven't played it until now? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think about the game, my experiences with the game, and if I think it deserves to get all the praise that it gets. So I actually tried playing this game a couple of times in the past. A few years ago, I picked up the game for about $20, I believe, the physical version. I got it on eBay. Tried playing it, right? I streamed it and I did the first mission, the first level, and I dropped it. Just wasn't feeling it. And I came back to it another time, maybe like a year later. Once again, dropped it on the same part after the first level. Still, just wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. I don't know if I just didn't like the game, or if I just wasn't in the mood for a first-person shooter. Well, recently, it finally clicked. So I just got finished playing Postal Brain Damaged, which was a great indie first-person shooter, and I was in the first-person mood. I was feeling it, okay? I wanted some more first-person shooter action to enjoy myself with, and I thought, you know what? I know a first-person shooter that I need to play still. I wasn't in the mood the first two times I tried it, but if now I'm not in the mood, then I don't think I'll ever like the game. So I installed the game and I started playing it, because that's what you do with video games, okay? You play them. So I started playing the video game, alright, the Doom Eternal, and yeah, I liked it, okay? I was definitely feeling it. I was getting the hang of the mechanics and shit, how it played. I was enjoying it. I wasn't looking at it as a Doom game because, in my opinion, these new Doom games just aren't like Doom at all. They have the same enemies and the Doom guy or whatever, but they are so different. It's a completely different vibe, and that's fine, I guess, Personally, I think they should have made it into a new IP because it's nothing like Doom, and I had to, ingrain that into my head while I was playing it. I need to tell myself, okay, this is not going to be like old school Doom. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't play like it. It's a completely different vibe. The graphics, the feel of it, the music, everything is completely different from classic Doom, which I love. And I did that. I looked at it as its own thing, as something different. And I enjoyed the game. I completely understand the game. I get the direction that they were going with this game. It was all about using all the different tools. I get that, okay, because a lot of people don't understand how to play Doom Eternal. I'm not good at it, don't get me wrong, I'm far from good, especially playing on fucking controller, which, don't play this game on controller, okay? The only reason I played it on controller is because I bought the PS4 version years ago, so if you're gonna play this game, get it on PC, play it with keyboard and mouse, because controller is absolutely terrible. Any first-person shooter is terrible on controller, but especially this game. Like, the weapon switching was just so fucking terrible to do on controller. But yeah, I get how the game works. You know, you need to use all your different tools. Chainsaw for ammo, flame belch for armor, weapon switching for maximizing damage, using your mobility, jumping about and shit, your dodges. You gotta use all your tools, and I get that, you know. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting take on the first-person shooter formula. It's very different from anything that I've played, even compared to 2016. It's a much harder game, much more complex game than 2016, and that sort of reinforces my whole point about making it a new IP, because this would work really well as a new IP, but obviously they're using that Doom name to get more sales. I get it from a business point of view. So yeah, definitely a interesting game. It's very different from most first-person shooters. Interesting mechanics, interesting game flow. It's a good game. I do think it's a good game, especially for a modern AAA game. It's certainly one of the better modern AAA games, which ain't saying much because pretty much every AAA game is fucking hot garbage nowadays. So having a pretty damn good game in Doom Eternal is, you know, whatever. I do think it's a good game, but in my opinion, it's incredibly overrated. So I'll just talk a little bit about some things that I didn't like, or some things that I thought were not very good. I'd say the biggest problem with this game is the level design. The level design is absolutely terrible. It is so incredibly boring. No more interesting level design like in the old games, or even in indie first-person shooters inspired by old school Doom. All the levels play the same. It's basically just a bunch of corridors connecting to arenas with platforming sections which are fine, but definitely not something that you're going to be playing the game for. The game is basically an arena shooter. Not the biggest fan of arena shooters, but I don't hate them. I think the main problem with this game is that that's all it is. All the combat is arenas. It's the same shit as 2016, which is something that I complained about with that game as well. The biggest problem with that game was that it was incredibly repetitive because it was just a bunch of linear corridors leading to the next arena fight. Gone with the interesting levels with interesting fights, enemy placement, actual creative level design. Instead, just make a big room and fill it with enemies that spawn in wave after wave. It's cool to have those in there, but why not have regular level structure like the old Doom games and those types of first-person shooters, along with the arena-based fights? That's the problem with these encounters. It's not that it's an arena shooter, it's that that's all it is. Linear, bare bones corridors, shitty platforming, which a lot of people don't like, and arenas. That's the only thing it has going for it. It's an arena shooter, so if you don't like big arena combat encounters and the mechanics of how the game plays, then it ain't worth playing. There's no interest in level exploration. All the secrets are basically spoon-fed to you on the map. That's easily the game's biggest flaw, is the piss-poor level design. Anybody who plays this game competitively is not going to give a shit about anything outside of the arena fights. They're just going to be rushing from arena fight to arena fight, which to me is not what the game should be about. Every single encounter should be meaningful. It should be something that's actually enjoyable to do, with interesting set pieces, interesting rooms connecting to those arena fights. But it's just shitty small encounters with platforming sections and then big rooms with waves of enemies. It's just really not interesting level design, and it really hurts the game. It really does. There's other things that I don't like about the game as well, but I guess they're more like personal gripes because I never see anybody actually talk about this stuff. Like how the game sounds, how it feels, the look of the game, you know? It really does lack that grit that I love about old school Doom. Like the sound effects are so shit in this game. None of the weapons have any impact. Like, even when you're tearing off demons' heads with the glory kills, it just, something's just missing. Everything looks too clean, looks too pretty. It lacks that raw grit that a game like this should have. Like, the sound of the super shotgun just lacks any intensity, any weight, any impact. And then you compare it to, like, the brutal Doom shotgun, and it sounds like a fucking cannon. Every time you shoot it, you feel powerful, it feels great. But that's just me. A lot of people probably think I'm crazy. They probably like the sound effects, the way the game looks, but there's just something about it that just doesn't quite do it for me. Also, I think the music is really overrated. People act like the soundtrack is fucking godlike. All it is really is that people like this soundtrack so much because it's like their first time listening to metal. Anybody that's listened to fucking metal before will not get all worked up about this soundtrack. Maybe that's just the metalhead elitist in me, because I do love metal music. It's my favorite type of music, so when I listen to this, I don't really understand what all the fuss is about. So that's what it narrows down to. The gameplay is very unique compared to a lot of first-person shooters. It's got a lot of emphasis on using all your tools, which some people may not like because the lack of ammo you get in this game is just ridiculous. But I get it, okay? They want you to use all the weapons, use the chainsaw. It's just that it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, even if you play first-person shooters. It's a glorified arena shooter. The in-between sections are terrible. The exploration is boring. The platforming is meh. Who cares about platforming in a first-person shooter? Linear corridors connected to the arenas. The secrets are spoon-fed you. There's no reward in finding secrets. The soundtrack, in my opinion, incredibly overrated. The only standout track would be The Only Thing They Fear Is You. That one is really good. Along with BFG Division, which is absolutely kick-ass, by the way. But that's from 2016. It is in this game, though, with a couple of encounters. The weapon sound effects are incredibly underwhelming. The graphics are too pretty looking, too clean looking. Even with all the blood and gore, it somehow doesn't feel gory or bloody, which I know that sounds ridiculous, but it just lacks that grit. So unless you really enjoy the combat in this game, there's nothing that great about it. It's certainly a very overrated game in my opinion. It's a good game for modern standards, but with all the shit that's out there, it's not really saying much. I would much rather play a old school first person shooter or an indie first person shooter. So I'm not saying the game's bad, it's just that personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the game. I do like it, I did enjoy playing it for that one playthrough. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, people. Sayonara.